academic here. What is the idea behind this? What has necessitated this?
Okay, 2018, we started the standard base for the KG to the upper primary, and then we added the JHS because we want to make sure that we change the curriculum. And of course, curriculum changes normally happened looking at the relevance to contemporary society, alignment with national goals, cultural and social changes, and even the 21st century world activities, continuous improvement. All these things bring in or put together require change in curriculum. And so the nation decided that we want to look at contemporary times and all these things and move into a new era. And that is where the standard base started. And like I said, we've done for the primary, we've done for the JHS. It is left for us to complete the senior so that we have a new curriculum in place. And that is what in the last 2 years we started developing, and this is where we have reached. As I speak with you now, we are doing about 31 schools are trialing them. We are training them to start trialing them, and then hopefully 2024, 2025 we will roll out. And so the senior high school curriculum is the last link to the standard-based curriculum that the nation wants to go.
How broadly would you say you have consulted? Because you don't do this in isolation. There are people you work with.
Yeah.
Would you say that you have consulted broadly enough, widely enough, such that everybody's aligned and they know what is coming?
Okay, David. Before we started the consultation. We met with Association of Ghanaian Industries. We met with Vice Chancellors Ghana, Vice Chancellors Technical Universities. We met with the NAGRAT, the NAT, Charles, and even students, and we got their input. CSOs and all these stakeholders gave us some inputs. Then, after the the initial draft, we went back to them with these stakeholders. Even we included the National House of Chiefs. We went back to even some of the schools. We zoned the country into 3 zones: the northern zone, the middle zone, and then the southern zone. Now, for each zone, we picked category A school, category B, category C school. We gave the curriculum to the teachers in those various schools to teach them and give us their reports. And after that, we also engaged the children that were taught, and also we gave them a report. Of course, we were happy to receive their feedback. We used some of their feedback to augment what we have done. And David, trust me, most of the teachers, the schools that were used to do this trialing, fantastic. Their comments were fantastic. In fact, some of the students were saying that if this curriculum was there, why did we wait for them to be exiting before we are bringing this one?
What do they mean by that?
Because they found this one good, very accommodating, and it doesn't give students the pressure. Now, let me give you some of the key things that we've captured in this new curriculum. Now, the senior high school curriculum that we are going to run, originally we were doing 63 subjects. Now, we've scaled it down to 31.
So from Form 1 to Form 3, by the time you are done, you'd have done 63 subjects.
Yes. But these were the subjects that
you scaled it down to 31.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. We've introduced for the first time. David, there are some schools doing Intaco. There are some students who come to school within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they have finished school. They have graduated.
I don't know what you mean, but I remember when I was in OKS, we had people who come and play football for us.
Okay, but after that,
you don't see them anymore.
They graduated.
Oh, okay, so there are 2, 3 weeks. It happens in other sporting schools. It happens there as well. I mean, you see them when it's in, the middle season, football season, they come and play. When it's athletics, they come and run. And then
now, for the first time, we've introduced physical education and health as examinable subjects.
Oh, okay.
Now, we used to have PE, which was not examinable, but this time it is examinable. A student can take it from year 1 and then exit and go to the university and continue. You can add chemistry, you can add whatever you want to biology to it.
Somebody who comes to study PE, can add chemistry to his or her subject,
of course,
and go to the university to study. Now, of course, I'm asking this, and I'm happy that you're saying of course, because some years ago, if you're doing general arts, That's the line you would continue till you're done.
Right.
Meanwhile, elsewhere, somebody might have done some general arts of a sort, or arts of a sort, but could veer off and go do some other program that enable him or her to do
so
engineering or even medicine.
In this new curriculum, we are not looking at programs. We are looking at subjects.
In this curriculum?
Yes.
You're not looking at programs?
We are looking at subjects. What it means is that the child or the student will decide, like you're saying, we are not even doing we are not doing elective maths and core maths.
Okay.
If you take, we have additional mathematics, and then we have what we refer to as a core maths or modern maths. If you decide to do additional mathematics, that is all. That is, it means you want to do the engineering and other things, you choose additional mathematics. But you want to go into the humanities and other things, you do the modern maths. You don't combine. You don't do integrated science and do physics, chemistry, biology. If you decide to do physics, chemistry, biology, you don't do integrated science. This time you have general science, for which the humanities child would decide that, well, I can do general science, so he chooses general science, and that is good to go. In this curriculum, if you are doing home economics, you now have the luxury, because now we've put the home economics into one subject, but the others are in various strands. So you can have the strand of management in living, a strand of art and whatever. Then you choose home economics, you have the luxury of adding chemistry, biology. So if you want to go and do your nursing, or you want to go and do dietetics, you can combine. You want to do biological sciences, where it will require that you do maybe chemistry, biology, and your home economics, you do it. David, you know that, like I said initially, before we started, we engage the stakeholders. You know that you need 2 subjects to add to your core to do a program in the university. So if you require 2, the others are just top-ups. We now have freed the system, and the senior high school child can pick about 4 or 5 subjects, and he can combine them, and by the time he's leaving, at least he has about 3 options of programs that he can do. That he can do. So we've made it in such a way that the school system will be flexible for the child, and the child, sometimes, for example, those who were doing agric, they were doing agri science, animal husbandry, horticulture, and for KNUST, for example, they take all to be agric. And so if the child does not get a good grade, it means that his agric line is cut off. But there are people who don't even do agric in the senior high school, yet they manage to get admission, so long as they're able to satisfy biology and chemistry and other stuff. So we've made it in such a way that even if you want to take agric science, which is 1, you now have the luxury of doing other subjects. You may want to do general science, agri science, economics, geography, additional mathematics, which will allow you to do your land economy or whatever that you want to do.
I'll come to you, you indulge me. I can see a lot of diversification in there. It gives a lot of flexibility for students as well.
Exactly.
But in all this, how the assessment be done?
Okay.
Because here's a situation where, fine, if you tackle that bit for me, how the assessment be done? Is it going to be done at the end of the whole program, or it's going to be done in bits? Because here you are an art student, but you're trying to do some chemistry and some other programs in there as well.
Right. Of course, your subject the choice of your subject should be determined by what you intend doing when you go into the university or in future. Now the assessment, now we've gotten a new assessment framework. NaCCA developed a new assessment framework, and our focus is now on assessment as learning, assessment for learning, and assessment of learning. Now we are moving away from the summative sort of. Of course, we are not saying summative is not good, because at every level you have the luxury of doing a little bit of summative. But our focus is on formative assessment, where the child we are even adding on the transcript system. So every subject that you engage in, it is captured on your transcript, and when you go out, it can be referred to as part of the subject that you have done, and it can be used to help you in choosing your program, even if it is outside the country. Now, the child first year have the luxury of doing any subject that you want to. Of course, you also have to look at where you want to go. So you can pick about 10 subjects, but you exit with a minimum of 7 and a maximum of 9.
Oh, okay.
You exit. So you can do about 11 if you're a good student or you are gifted and talented. And of course, the curriculum recognizing gifted and talented. At the same time, we also have 2 intervention programs for intervention maths and intervention English, which allows a child who is weak in English to be rolled on to that subject, and then he better himself or herself, and then he moves on. That is what the new curriculum is going to be. It's not, you don't wait until the end and then we assess everything. No, as you move on, we assess you, and then we put your credit hours there, and then we use it when you finished.
Before